entertainer. They not like us. 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 They not like us.
Arizona, let's talk about your brand. What's up? My name is Travis Brady.
I'm Joshua Coatson.
And I'm marketing with Dom.
What's going on? I'm super excited to have you guys for our first episode of Arizona. Let's talk about your brand. I'm a branding alchemist, story sales strategist, event host, speaker, and I am in a networking group called the Arizona Brotherhood with these guys. And
He actually started the Brotherhood,
The founder.
founder of the Brotherhood, which we're very grateful for.
Absolutely.
yeah, and I'm grateful for you guys to be a part of it. And my boy Dom over here, expert in back-end systems, processes, funnels, websites, automation, AI. And I've been looking for someone like Dom for a long time, so I'm really grateful to have him on my team. Dom, fill in the gaps, man.
Yo, pretty much you got all the things I do on there. What I would say is I help, wild entrepreneurs fit the gaps through their processes. As a wild entrepreneur, I understand what it feels like when systems aren't going well or you can't call someone to solve the problem. I always tell Travis, he calls me all the time, like, yeah, I got to solve it. I got it. I'll figure it out. And that's a blessing because there's times where you're in your business where you're dealing with back-end people and you're just trying to ask them to solve something and they make it way more complicated than it has to be. Or they say they're going to get it done and then it may never get done. I'm the guy you may have to remind sometimes because I get calls from crazy entrepreneurs like Travis who'll be like,
He's
hey,
Vanilla
get this
Ice.
done.
You got a problem? Yo, I'll solve it.
Dude. Rewind that. So that's what I do. Thanks. I'm loving to be on this podcast with these guys, amazing guys. Blessing to work with them at All In. So I think we all found each other in the midst of chaos and now we're here. So yeah.
Love it. And then my boy Josh, he's incredible at video. He's the main guy on our video team. He does incredible. His setup is insane. The setup that we did right now, we're like an hour setup.
Yeah.
Right here. The production is insane. The equipment's insane. What I love about Josh too, real quick before you talk, is Josh is not the dude that just sits behind the camera. I notice a lot of video guys are okay with sitting behind the camera. Josh has the personality of being in front of the camera.
Thank you.
And I love that, dude. And what I love about you too is like, as a speaker, and when you're speaking in front of the camera, sometimes it gets nerve-wracking. You feel like a deer in the headlights, but Josh makes you feel so comfortable, so relaxed, and just at ease. So I really appreciate that, man.
Thanks. That is very sweet. I really appreciate that. We were literally just talking about that. Don't do that. To fill in my gap, I guess. And we've already done this once, so we're gonna try this again.
And listen, two times the punch.
I am Picture Poppy. Can you bump up around me? Yeah.
Production, right?
Yeah,
Hey, I
Picture
didn't know
Poppy
we
right
get
there.
sound effects.
Because you're not a production
Did
guy.
you get sound effects? I didn't get sound effects.
I didn't either, dude. I didn't.
Well, yeah. Well, she's like, as you're talking, you're getting sound effects. I'm Picture Poppy. I own Five Flash Media, and I'm very grateful to be working with these two. They are the pieces of the puzzle that I have been looking for a very long time, and something that I have learned along the way is that in the pursuit of building a business, I learned that I have the excellent product, but I don't know how to package it. And the thing that they bring into the picture or to bring to the table is if I can deliver this beautiful thing, they know how to package it in a perfect box to deliver. And then Dom knows how to distribute it all over the world. And it is incredible. And I'm so grateful for both of them because I've been looking for them for such a long time.
It's like we cover all the corners of business. We cover the three main races of Arizona. We got the white guy, we got the brown guy,
And
then
the
we got
other brown
black
guy.
Light skin these
So does
days,
that mean we
baby.
can drop racist jokes without getting in trouble?
I mean,
No,
the internet is
no.
free.
No.
Listen, I will not get offended, but I cannot say that the internet
Yeah, I feel like
will be so kind, honestly, because the internet, y'all aren't kind. We'll probably get jokes about this either way.
By the way,
we'll
I'm
get
getting
jokes the fact that we are a beautiful looking like
I
sandwich.
was gonna
with
make
our
a joke
creamy
real quick,
middle
but I
there.
am getting ashy right now. But that one's gonna be like,
We should get some lotion in, dog.
yeah, lotion right on the. Do you see it? It's like
You
literally
need
coming at my
knuckle
face.
lotion.
It's fine. It's fine. It'll
You
be
shave
fine.
your
Everything's
knuckles?
fine. Anyway, let's go to the next topic. I'm
So,
burning.
anyways, if you're watching this video and podcast, we're going to be interviewing the best businesses, best personalities, brands, people, all local to Arizona. I brought in the tacos because I thought, let's put tacos because we love tacos.
I like tacos.
And
What's more
we can-
Arizona than tacos?
Yeah, exactly. And then we can convince businesses to pay us to eat tacos on the channel. I
And
thought-
talk about the best tacos,
and talk
because
about the best-
honestly, you know.
yeah, we're only having the best tacos, and we're going to start with the first episode with
Homemade
my lady
tacos.
Flori's Tacos, and she has
Facts.
how good are her tacos?
Really good tacos. Honestly, I love
She
her
actually has really good. She makes really good. Yeah, whenever I came, oh my god, yeah, seriously, she's over
I
there.
told him part of the reason why I joined
that's
it
her.
was because of the tacos.
Yeah, really good tacos.
Yep, absolutely. And I remember on our first date, and I invited her over actually to the house to have tacos.
Let's go. Did you
And I
make the
realized I was way out of my league when I saw her chopping the green onions so finely, so easy. I was like, shit. But babe, how good were the tacos?
She's nodding
She
her head.
She's like, I
Got it with the
said,
tacos.
She
they
said,
was
I
good
stayed.
for you. It's good that you made them. They were delicious. But let me just flip this up. You know, I used to make things for a girl I used to date, and she would always add flavor. She'd be like, I really want you to cook. And then she'd come and like redesign it. I'm like, why didn't you just make it from the start? Yours tastes better.
She wanted to see you try.
Effort is key, I guess, in these day and age.
It's true.
They just want to see you try. So does
so-
your brand. Your brand just wants to see you try.
So how do you want to start this? And this is very meta, but like, so where do you want to go with this podcast? This is episode 1.
Absolutely.
And so this is a boys episode. We don't have a guest.
True.
So like, how would you like to start? How would you like? And then obviously later on, the in the comment section, please put what you want. Like, what questions do you have for brands? What questions do you have for back end? Like all of that.
Yeah.
What questions do you have for media and production and like and like that's important. But like, in this particular episode, this is number 1, and there's so many different ways that we could go about this. So like, what would you like? What would you guys like to talk about?
I mean, I think
starting
we
out.
should talk about brand and business, right? I think we have a lot of history before we met together, before we've gotten together and crack jokes and get to have conversations at a higher level, mostly because we're all professionals in our space and we're all here to deliver. And us to just talk about what that looks like to go get a team, to keep trying, to get through the failures of like working with bad people or things not getting done the way you needed to do it, having to adjust the circumstances, and what that looks like to get past that disparity that you have at points in times in your business where you're just like, man, I don't even want to. We all literally, when we met each other, we were like, we don't know if we ever want to partner together, all because
Yeah.
we didn't even, just because of what happened to us, our last partners. We're
That
like,
is
we
so
don't know if we
true.
want to. And then as we started to work together, we're like, maybe we do. Well, we kind of,
Maybe I could
need
like
you.
him.
I need you. Okay, well, we need each other. Maybe we got to just try something. All we have to do, and that's how the podcast kind of came to.
Because we're the 3 best friends that anyone could ever have. We're
No.
the 3 best friends
No.
that anyone could ever
I'm not dancing to that.
Let's see the Wonka dance.
Is that where it's from?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No,
Willy
it's from
Wonka.
Hangover, dude.
Well, that's what that's
Hang-
from. The
yeah.
dance was from Willy Wonka.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyways, on a more serious
He knows
note.
his
Anyways.
movies. This guy knows his movies. He's like, hey, hold up, dog.
Yeah.
He's like,
Risk-
before I was an entrepreneur, I was a
an
critic
avid movie
for
watcher.
movie critic. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Anyways, on a more serious note, and I been talking about this a lot with clients lately, is we listen to these things to get wisdom and knowledge and strategies to move forward. And I think in today's world and social media, we have like this 3-second, goldfish span. Like, oh, are you going to deliver me content? When reality, that's not what people really need. That's what they want. What they need is they need to hear a conversation, because a conversation is what leads to the gold. Okay, a lot of people are looking for these little quick nuggets, and little quick nuggets are great, and you'll get some quick nuggets through these, but through conversations is really where we learn. Conversations is where we have these epiphanies. Conversations is entertaining. So I think on top of being entertaining, being influenced, is having conversation allows us to really learn about what we need to do to move forward. So that's one of the goals with the podcast, and that's how I like to learn. I love to listen to conversations,
Absolutely.
because the conversation is what gets to that epiphany. So,
Facts.
so I thought, let's make it fun, let's make it educational. We'll have people talking about their brand, and we'll incorporate the tacos with what makes your brand like a taco. And that's
all the pieces that go,
Yeah, all the
that
pieces.
gets stuffed in there to make it the most delicious, because like I love me some avocado,
yeah.
That's off topic. But like the avocado is like the thing you do that it's not a taste for everybody. I know a lot of people who don't like avocados, but if it's like a business, some things that you have to do that most people don't like, that you have to put inside the taco to make it work.
Oh, that's interesting. I
And
like that.
a lot of people in this, imagine
Oh,
it's like people don't want to eat real business. So it's like they put all these pieces together, all their best flavors of what they have, and it doesn't work. It doesn't taste good, right? Sometimes you got to put a little things that you weren't sure, like when you first eat onions for the first time, so either raw or baked, and you didn't know they taste good when they're cooked with a little bit of seasoning on there for the first time, or when you eat some sort of food that you have to put together. Business is kind of like that. There's things you have to put in there that you may not want to, you may not be good at, you may not want to do, and for you to get the best flavor, you may have to put things in that you don't like. So that's how I kind of look at what goes into the tacos in my business.
I like that. Never would have thought of it like that.
Gotta have some avocado. You like
Absolutely.
avocado?
I love avocado.
You like avocado?
You better love
Gotta
avocado.
love it. Yeah, you gotta love.
So I have to
avocado.
try a different ingredient, I guess.
So, you're originally from Arizona.
Yes.
So tell us about moving out of Arizona and moving back, and what you love about Arizona.
Well, let me just say that I'll just start and end with I love Arizona. I am a native, but I did move to a bunch of different places. Mexico, Indiana. So it was like
Indiana.
completely different. So and that's why I don't
He
want to
was
go
dark
too
out
far into
there.
it. But what'd you say?
Is he considered black out
I
there?
was like, he was dark out there.
Stupid. No, one of the reasons why, or I guess the reason why I love Arizona is because it feels right to build within your own backyard. Like
Absolutely.
I'm of the opinion that, we've all probably heard the saying, which is grow locally, think globally, something like that.
I haven't heard that
Yeah.
actually.
Really?
No, I haven't. Say that again.
So grow locally, think globally. And
makes sense.
and
Knocking on doors.
and I learned that at a very young age, and everybody's like trying to go to LA, and everyone's trying to go to New York and other places to but just what I think is the best thing to do is wherever you're planted, just grow there.
Facts.
Grow there and do everything everything that you can. And everybody, like, people don't do as much as they think they think they're doing.
That's a fact.
And so, like, if you say you've done everything, you've done two things, and you've sucked at it. So anyway, I love Arizona because, like, I mean, I'm biased, obviously. Like, I grew up here. I have my friends here. Everything,
Yeah.
everything for me happened here. And so yeah, it's just I'm grateful for where I grew up and for the people that I have, and I am willing to grow as much as possible at the place that I started until I am too big for this place to just stay here.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
That's how I feel.
Where did you grow up?
So I grew up mostly in Houston and San Diego.
Hold on, but
Yeah.
you got to clean it off.
Am I getting bearded? I
it's-
felt all
it's-
this.
Yeah, it's on your shirt. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
He's
thank you. Oh,
over-exaggerating.
I am not. You had ash right on your face.
It's
I
real
will
ash,
zoom in.
though.
I
It's
will
not-
zoom in.
As long as it's not ashy ash, I'm good. We can tell we're in front of a fire. I don't have to deal with the elements. You know what I mean? They did get me a few times. But yeah, originally.
oh man, that was.
that's what God.
Yeah,
God
that is
will
God
do,
right there.
God will do amazing things. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that in your face really fast.
it's like the wind just flipped the dime on him.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Keep talking.
Yeah,
Sorry, God.
grew up in Houston and San Diego, and I'll talk about what I like about Arizona. The first thing is I actually like the people I've been able to meet here. I would say as a city, I was spoiled in San Diego and being in down south, so there's major things about that, but I could never find the kind of network that I wanted to be a part of that I really wanted to invest my time and energy in. And I only found that here in Arizona. And sometimes, you know, when you do move around, you may need to find a place where you can find people who you can connect with. And I moved out of San Diego to go to school out of state. And when I came back, most of my friends who didn't go out of state or something like that were just doing the same thing. And so mostly what I like about Arizona is, one, I do like that I'm going out a little bit more, meeting more people, but it's the people. It is like a metropolitan, smaller city. It's kind of like growing. And
I think they said it's the 5th largest metropolitan area in the United States.
And it's growing, you know, pretty fast. And I think that's the part where meeting new people are coming here from other places, trying to get their feet down in here. And you really start to figure out if you can get a good network, a good people, you know, find some homegrown people that are from here as well and teach you some things about the town, that Arizona can become a beautiful place for you to live and network and grow from, because it's growing. So, you know, sometimes water, the tide raises all boats, right? So it's kind of like that's how Arizona, it's raising. And if you do good business, you're in it, it's a place for you to come and thrive. So, yeah. What about you? What do you like about Arizona, Mr. Utah?
Well, I'm originally from Utah, Mr. Utah. What do you think of Utah? Have you been to Utah?
I've only been to Utah one time to play
Mormon.
football.
What about you? When you think of Utah?
Mormon.
Mormons? Yeah.
I've been to Utah like once and a
Mormons
half.
is all
One
I know
and a half
about Utah
times.
as well. You are
Yeah.
the first person that I know really from Utah.
Actually, yeah, me too.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I'm like, yo, I don't have a friend from Utah who's like, yo, I'm from Utah. I don't have one yet. Now I have one.
I'm not the typical Utah boy though. Like I
wouldn't know. You're my first one. So you set the range for all of them.
Sam would be a.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Sam is from Utah. But like I said, I still know you more than I know
he,
Sam.
he represents the Mormons in the state very well. He really does.
Yo,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we'll have Sam on the podcast. He's
Definitely.
one of my business partners as well, who speaks at all of our events. And people ask me, why did you move to Arizona? It wasn't necessarily anything against Utah. I wanted to expand my business. I love sports. Arizona has all 3 major sports. You know, I feel like there's more opportunity. The big reason, honestly, was the weather. Like Utah is cold, Utah's hot. It's like, do you like cold? Then live in Utah. If you like hot, then Arizona. They're literally like contrasted. And I got a little seasonal depression every single year. Not bad, but I feel like I'm more active and more energetic when the weather's warm outside.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And when Arizonians complain, oh, it's cold outside. It's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? This is like a spring day. What are you talking about?
It's like 45 degrees, and he's like in the shorts.
Yo, he does be outside in a tank top. Be cold out here. He's just be like, what do you mean? This is
like, I'm kind of like,
a regular
we have
day.
the fire right here, but it's still like kind of hot. My lady is like, you need a jacket. You're going to get cold. I was like, babe, we played in football in the snow with 20 degrees.
that
and
polar bear.
like, you know, hitting someone in the cold. Have you ever hit someone in the cold?
I went to school in North Dakota. We absolutely hit in the cold, and
Dude,
man,
it's fucking painful, isn't it?
it changes everything.
It
It's like it
does.
hurts you and them. It's
Yeah.
like shivers through your body. You know what
No,
I
it's
mean?
like
Warm
taking-
kind of makes it float out. The cold makes it just like rigid. It's like shooting around inside your body.
It's like taking a bat in the cold and hitting a steel pole, but it's your entire body.
And you're like,
Well, that's what I mean about like, so living in Indiana, that's the only time that like I realized what seasonal depression was. Like, I almost, funny story, I almost cut myself so I could see some color, you know? 'Cause
like,
it
oh,
was like,
this is great.
it was,
Sorry, we shouldn't
Jeez,
make-
it was
we
just
I
should
so-
make
shouldn't
jokes
laugh,
about
but
that.
you
no, it's
said a
fine. It's
joke,
fine.
so I
should
Oh,
make
no,
jokes about that
Yeah, but I didn't say anything. I just said color. Anyway, no, I finally understood what that meant.
Yeah.
Whenever I lived in Indiana, because like I'm assuming that it's like that in Utah.
Yeah.
Where it's like just one color, like the entire time. It's just like the entire time.
Yeah.
Just white.
Yeah, so I've actually wanted to move to Arizona for a lot of years, and finally made the move 3 years. And whenever I talk to someone, I'm like, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I really wouldn't. Like, I love the weather. I love the people. You get diversity. I wanted my son to grow up and see diversity. I remember having culture shock when I was a sophomore in high school, and I was in Orlando, and I was like, I can't believe how many
There's
black
this
people.
many black people
Yeah,
exist.
exactly.
Is that what it was?
I can see that. No, because being in the Midwest, like they're pointed. And
Yeah.
even for me, I was raised in San Diego. In Houston, I was really young, but San Diego was high school. And when I finally went to Florida, it is like there's black people and it's everywhere. And it's like, wow. And that's what Houston is like now. So when I went back to Houston, I was like, wow, it's like it's metropolitan black people. But for someone coming from Utah, they're like you barely see them.
Yep.
And then it's like you're the one out of every 10 people around you, and then
And,
that's like
and black people love Utah because they're a commodity. One of my clients, he's like,
Absolutely.
dude, I get
Really?
all the girls because they just love black men.
you're rare. Black people
Yeah.
aren't really going to these places. So in North Dakota, maybe 1 out of every 100 to 300 people were black.
What about Mexicans? Are there Mexicans or no?
Yeah, there's sometimes they're around there, yeah, but they're still rare as well. It depends on what neighborhood you're in,
I
and
think
if you're
they're
not
the
in those
second most
neighborhoods.
prominent race in Utah.
Yeah, that
actually.
makes sense.
Really?
Yeah, but they're all like your color, so it's like they could be tan.
They could be white, you know,
They could be tan.
If I didn't know you and you didn't say anything, I'd be like, you're just a white dude.
with little tan.
with a little tan,
Yeah.
like
Which shows my
guy.
guys
I'm like,
are jealous.
Yeah. He's like, how do I get
Come
that?
you get tan and
Like,
I know.
where do you get that from? You're like,
like-
what tan? You're like, I'm born with it.
He's like, I don't believe you.
I don't believe it.
I'm Irish. It's in me blood. But going back to Arizona, sports, the food, we have really good
Facts.
food. Utah was very corporate food. The people,
Yeah, a lot of, like,
and getting back to
Major
who's
brands.
probably watching
like major
the podcast.
brands like Subway. So like,
Oh,
he was
oh.
confused.
yeah,
He's
like,
like
In and
corporate.
Out, McDonald's, Wendy's.
They were on a conveyor belt, just making like I don't even know.
Corporate
Like,
means
what's
all like
corporate?
major franchising brands, and there's not
Okay.
that many of like a Mexican place, mom and pop,
Got
right?
it.
Like in Arizona, there's
That's why he
one
likes
every 10
tacos.
blocks, right?
Got it.
Where you can find authentic Mexican food
Honestly,
built
I had
from
no idea. Yeah.
yeah.
Still, yeah, no.
He's
wow.
from Arizona to I mean it's like Indiana. Like how many mom and pop restaurants did you really go to in Indiana that had unique food?
So
That
to be
wasn't-
on, so here's the thing. I was in Bloomington, Indiana.
Yeah.
So it was a college town.
Yeah.
So there, in that little spot, there were mom and pop places all around.
True,
but
you're in a
the
smaller town,
Yeah.
so,
yeah,
okay.
Gary, Indiana, like all the ones around, it was like
Main
that.
city corporate,
But
okay.
where I was, it was more.
That is
more
true.
mom and
I did
pop
go to
and
school in a small
IU
town in North
and-
Dakota, and they didn't have any mainstream food places there except for Subway and the
I mean,
gas
yeah, there was
station at the
Subway,
block.
for sure.
You know, but all
Yeah.
the regular places were a couple family-owned bars and a few other places that serve
Exactly.
food. So I can understand when you're in a smaller town in the Midwest, they have like those 4 or 5 families who own the restaurants in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then you have like only a few corporate that come in, mostly because of the population, depending on what it is.
Yeah, and those smaller mom pop shops, and I'm sure we're gonna have some people sharing their tacos on the podcast.
Facts.
I would
but
love.
it's
yeah.
it's better food. It's just better food.
More love.
The yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's
Loving the
there's
food.
more love, and that's what makes Flores Tacos so good. Is because there's more love.
So if you're gonna buy some tacos, buy from Flores Tacos.
Come to
Okay, we can get a brand on them, dude.
come to the
She said, "It's not love, it's, lard."
lard.
That was hilarious.
so come to the Arizona Brotherhood. We make the tacos. Okay, we put a lot of
Flory
love
makes
into
tacos, we don't. Let's not take credit.
Yeah,
But they're delicious.
exactly. Yeah,
$17.95, 3 tacos.
I would buy that.
Make your order.
But anyways, coming back to Arizona, I just feel like there's so much opportunity here in Arizona. The housing, the sports. Yeah, I just feel like it's a really great place to grow a business. What do you like about Arizona, and why do you feel like there's so much opportunity here?
Why I think there's a lot. Okay, so I think there's a lot of how do I say this? I think there's a lot of opportunity in Arizona because everything is so saturated, it feels like. And the people who are going to do really well are the people who are going to stand out. And I feel like in a lot of places now, everything has become saturated because of social media. And there's so many like fake gurus. That's one of the reasons why I looked at you whenever you said guru, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be guru.
He's
But
like, I don't know if I want that title.
I can be a professional,
He's like,
I
I'll be
can be an
sexy
expert, and I
poppy,
can be, but I don't want to be a guru. Anyway, I feel like there's so much room, like the gap that is for the people to become different than the rest of the mainstream. That's where the opportunity is.
Absolutely.
To go back to brand, for the people who establish their brand, those are the people who are going to stand out. And there's so many photographers and so many videographers. So what makes me different? Like that's the thing. Like that picture of Poppy. That's what makes me different. Hey, can you do ba 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 ba? So
I thought it was Puerto Rican puppy.
then, well, no, because I'm Mexican, so that would
Oh, it
piss
won't.
off the Mexicans.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we can't hear what sound effect she's doing, but I'm praying that they're great.
She's probably going,
Yeah.
Bloop, bloop.
But the point is, I think that there's growth now in I guess Web 3.0. Or you know more than me about this part. But I think there's growth in the area of establishing. Hi, dog. Establishing yourself as the expert or as the person that can help in that area by establishing your brand
Facts.
in Arizona.
Absolutely.
I think, and I'll bring it back to you here in a second. I think Scottsdale, we were talking about this. Scottsdale gets, and this isn't just local to Scottsdale. I think this is across like the whole social media. Is, you know, I love the fact that there's a lot of fake people in Scottsdale.
Facts.
And the reason why I love, have you ever heard me say this?
No, but
Yeah,
I'm laughing because it's true that there's so many fake people. Hey, keep going. Yeah.
And I love it. And the reason why I love it is because when you're genuine and you're real with who you are and what you believe and everything else, you stand out amongst everyone else.
Facts.
And one of my favorite compliments ever, this will always be my favorite compliment, is when people come to our events or the Brotherhood, they're like, I just love how genuine it is. You know, sometimes I come to events and I'm very drained after the event. I come to your events and I feel like re-energized.
Facts.
And I love that. And it's a result of people like Josh and people like Dom.
Thank you.
And just like being who you are and accepting your flaws and just being more of you. And I feel like the people that try to be something else, what they ultimately crave is to be more like them. And it's exhausting trying to put on a front. And I think we all have done that at some point in our career.
But I feel like
Absolutely.
those
You know what I
people
mean?
don't know how to do it yet. I feel like
They're trying to fall into their brand and they're trying to fall into the genuineness of their message and themselves. And
yeah, but I don't know if they know who they even are at that point.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
It's
it's
like,
because the internet bots, like you say, the gurus create that basic perception of what success or what a good brand looks like. And because it's not as real as people want it to be, it's like even people right down the street, we used to have common situations. But now with social media, me and the person across the street live in two different worlds.
yep.
Right? Because they watch way different TV shows. I watch different things. They're watching different newses. I'm watching different newses. We're getting completely different worldviews just from 50 feet away from each other, 100 feet away from each other. So when you look at these people in Arizona, sometimes, or in Scottsdale particularly, it's like even if they do have it, one thing I learned by having a bunch of money and an opportunity and then having my business fail is that I also didn't build my business off of everything I had. Like, I didn't build my business off of having all this money. I actually tried to become the fucking, excuse my language, sorry. I actually tried to
don't
become.
ever fucking say that again.
Excuse my language. I tried to become
Yeah,
like
what the fuck,
the
dude?
guy who never, who never really dresses up. I wanted to be the bum millionaire, honestly. I was like, dude,
Honestly, me too.
As soon as I started making money, I was like, I'm behind my computer a lot of the times. I really don't have to go out. When I do go out, I don't want no one looking at me. I'm not a mark. I'm not an opportunity. I'm literally the guy you kind of
driving my
dust off
Prius.
and just wish you would have talked to. And then I also met a lot of genuine people who actually talked to me. And then they're like, what, you're doing what? You have a business? All these things? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, why do you dress like that? I'm like, just so people don't talk to me. So, and then I also realized that nowadays, right, I had to come to a level of like, also, what do I want my, first impression to be? Because I can't redo that first impression. So I immediately flipped on the dime and was like, I'm going to at least get dressed up. At least look nice enough. But I'm not going to come out here to really try to stunt over things. And in Scottsdale, you get people who you were out with for a night, they're telling you about their business, they're saying all these things to the next level, and then the next day you're trying to like do business, and they're like in a corner being like, yeah, kind of like that, but I don't really have it. It's not even my business. It's my friend, partner, cousin business. You're like,
And I work there as a. I'm like, wait, as a janitor? Like, what do you mean? You look so good. That had.
last night you were acting like the owner.
Yeah, exactly. You were buying drinks like you were the owner too. I was very confused.
Very confused, yeah. So I think what you're talking to is like being genuine, and back to what we were like. It basically comes down to us talking about all the things we kind of went through before we decided we were going to partner together, right? The bad business partners, the feeling like you're getting taken advantage of, people not coming to show up when they're saying they're going to show up, or do these things, or at least apologize. And I learned that lesson, which is just like, when things don't go the right way, at least just like take the ownership and let's move to the next place. But I had people who would just be like, well, these are all the reasons. I'm like, well, life happens, man. And if life happens, and I think every time life happens, you're not going to show up for me, then I guess it's life, right? For you. But for me, even when life happens, I have to try to figure out a way to show up my best way possible. And for us, as we came together, we're realizing that we're like, okay, we can see we don't need each other, but we want to be around each other. Okay, we want to do business with each other. We want the end results of each other. We want the great media. We want the great backend. We want to understand the branding. And then there was never a part where we were latching to a point where we were trying to take, but we try to bring everything we can to the table. And you know, that was one thing he did really well with about the brotherhood, which was he's like, don't come here just expecting everybody to give to you. You should be coming to the brotherhood to give as much as you possibly can to us as a community, as we're going to give to you. If you come here believing we're just going to get from here, you're also not the kind of people we want to be around. We want someone who comes and brings their expertise, brings their intelligence, brings, you know, their brand or learning their brand, or even just come curious, open-minded, you know, answer questions and know your craft. And that's really what the brotherhood has been about, and how we kind of
Can we
come
talk
together.
about that real quick? Like, how did you even start the brotherhood? Like, why did you even think that was like, how did that become a thing?
So I was a part of another men's community, but I was more based up in Utah, and I didn't get the interaction that I was hoping to get through it. And you know, when I went through the divorce, I was just trying to figure, you know, all my shit out. You know, that was 2 years ago. And once I got to, you know, a decent place, I was like, man, it would be really cool to have this brotherhood thing. And I originally just started doing it to meet guys, have fun, and see how it would, like, you know, roll into my business through just those genuine conversations and everything. And just talking to a lot of men is like, man, I've been looking for this, man, you know, what you're doing is really cool. And it was really people like Dom and people like Josh that said, hey, I really like this, that gave me the belief in it. And I was like, man, this is actually really needed, more so than we think it is. Masculinity has been stepped on, and we live in this feminine world now. You know what I mean? There's this funny thing that was saying that the majority of cat owners voted for Kamala Harris, and the majority of dog owners voted for Donald Trump.
I voted for Kamala Harris. I have 2 cats. You're welcome. You can clip that.
We need to get you a dog.
No, he
Not
needs
where I
cats.
live right now.
No, he needs cats. He's a cat guy.
He's a cat guy.
I'm a cat guy right now. Okay, you know what? You talk about your ex.
needed you
My
to get-
ex grabbed a cat from outside when I was living in Indiana with her. That's why I was there. Sorry. There we go now. All right. So
Now you know.
grabbed a cat, brought it inside. Then I felt bad for the one cat. So I'm like, well, now I got to get a fucking friend for the cat.
We hate her.
So now
here,
now I
she
have
needs
2
a
cats. Then we split apart. She took that cat. I took my cat, the one who was supposed to be the friend. And now I had to get another friend for that friend. So that's where it happens.
Now you
Whatever.
see where Poppy comes from. He's a cat lover. You gotta understand.
Yeah,
it.
but I also
I feel like
also
you need to
love.
do a photo shoot with the cats.
Oh yes.
I would love
in,
to.
One on each
in one of
shoulder.
those netted shirts.
I have them.
I know you do. I saw it in your closet. And I'm telling you, he's Poppy. I think that was a perfect transition for you to jump into as the character of your life, is the whole Poppy. If you guys get a chance, go to his Instagram, and he has a photo of him in this overcoat, this like fur coat. One of my favorite pictures to look at of this guy. I literally tried to take it off Instagram. You're lucky they wouldn't let me take it off Instagram and put it on the website for your picture.
Screenshot it.
Yeah. But
I'll give it to you. I didn't know that you wanted it.
Listen, it would have been a surprise. That's why. And when I asked you for it, then you'll know I'm putting it somewhere. But if I would have just had it and like, yo, check out this site, and you're just like, bam, I'm like,
It's like
that's
picturepoppy.com. Like, oh, jeez.
picturepoppy.com. And I thought that'd be the perfect picture because, you know, even though we're really about business, we came together to learn about like having fun again, being creative,
Seriously.
back in our natural masculinity of building things. And that was really what was important about it, which was like, we didn't have to come in here and talk about, oh, my business is so amazing. It was like, hey, what can I bring to the table? I came here to teach. I came to help people with my craft and just talking to people, helping them grow. I wasn't really worried about whether they were going to give me business or not, but I was more worried about where they're going to execute on it. Can you take it? Can you leave? And can you hear it? And can you adjust it? Can you make it happen? Call me if you need help. And for that perspective, it really came down to us being able to have fun, do outings, do certain things like that and really, you know, have a good time. Travis is the leader of that. You know, I'm probably a homebody. Every time Travis asks me to do something, I'm like, fuck. But I enjoy it every time I do
What
it.
is this guy talking about? He's like, we going out tonight? You said you would go out tonight.
Yo, that's
different, isn't it?
That was the after party. They wanted to go see a movie, which it was pretty good. But I just really don't go to the
Gladiator
movies.
2, it was amazing.
It was see,
amazing.
That's why he brought me out.
I
'cause he
did
was-
want to see that, but I had a gig literally
He
that
was
night.
prepared to go, and I was avoiding it at all costs. And then I was like, and the funny part is, it all came from Tyler. Tyler actually was like the lead of the circumstance. He got me to go to the movie, and then he got him and his girl to come out with us because I wanted to go out, but
Oh,
they
really?
wanted to go to the movie. So he convinced me to go to the movies, and while we were there, he convinced them to come out with us, which was the perfect bid because we were all waiting to go out and have a good time with business owners and enjoy ourselves. And shout out to the mayor, Mr. Dave.
Yeah, we
Yo,
need
I
to
swear,
get Dave on.
I have to go. If you've never been to Arizona, you're
Dave
gonna
Dave?
know this guy as the mayor. I'm gonna brand him as the mayor because I've never gone out with a man that every bar we went into, a lot of people knew who he was. Even walking through the bars, people were like, "Hey, Dave." I'm like, you're the mayor. Honestly, from here, I can't even call you Dave. You're branded as the mayor to me now because I've never been somewhere where everybody knows you. Even the people you weren't there to go meet, people would be in the street like, Dave. I'm like,
We're going to be shooting his videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
so
I met
yeah,
with him
we
the
see
other
another
day.
big
So
client,
dope.
Dave,
I
the
love
mayor.
that.
Honestly,
I love Dave.
you got to go out with him.
he's a fun dude.
You got it. You have to go out with Dave.
He's a fun dude.
When you're talking about going out with the golden man, the golden child, to go into different places and people just know you, that was Dave. Absolutely. Everywhere we went. People coming out of the woodworks like, Dave,
Really?
Dave. I'm like, how would dream to be as popular as you,
didn't he
dog?
start his what does he have? His networking?
Wicked, awesome
Wicked
events.
Yeah, Wicked Awesome.
Yeah.
Is it Wicked Awesome Wednesdays
to
or is
the
it just
mic.
Wicked Awesome?
Oh, sorry, bro.
Wi- Wicked.
Wicked, awesome shit, yeah. That's what he would say.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't wait to have him on the podcast.
Yeah,
Shout out to my
yeah.
man
I'm
Dave. We'll
excited
probably
about
tag
that.
you in the video for this part. But yeah, low key, I'm tagging him as the mayor from here on out. Period. He
That's
shocked
it.
me. That
You
was
guys
great.
ready? You guys ready for some tacos?
Sure.
Well, my man said he wasn't going to eat tacos, which I said I'll eat his tacos.
No, I said I'll eat tacos whenever we're done with the podcast.
exactly.
Are we
We're
done with the
about to eat 'em
podcast?
right now on the podcast?
Yeah, we're finishing, so we got to do the ending of the podcast, which is the video, the tacos.
Which is a taco finish.
Yeah, we're gonna eat. Yeah, okay. He's asking if I was gonna eat the tacos. I'm gonna eat the tacos after the podcast, like when the podcast is over. So if the podcast is
the
over, I'm gonna eat the
tacos are
tacos.
part of the
Part of
podcast.
brand. Huh?
He's
part of the
dude,
brand.
You're interrupting the brand, bro. It's a part of the.
Oh, it's a part. Oh, so,
Yeah.
It says
okay, you know what? Oh, so if you're eating,
tacos
if
about
we're
your
eating the, I'll let you guys eat all the tacos while we're talking.
We're not talking. We're eating tacos.
We're gonna taco about our brands as we're eating tacos.
That's true. You know what?
Wanna go
I
grab a
actually
baby?
don't mind him not eating tacos. I want the tacos that he's not going to eat. Because I'm hungry.
Okay, well, I'm
And
glad
he-
that we
he
can all
told
be
me-
honest and real.
Yeah, because he was like, in production, we'd eat the end. I was like, damn, bro. It's like 30, 40 minutes from now. He already came pick me up. He was hangry, so I thought for sure he was going to eat.
I'm intermittent fasting, and I'm smoking a cigar.
We're going to make him eat some tacos.
Do we want to pause this and then pick
no,
up?
absolutely don't want to pause this.
No, I don't.
We're
want
going to finish out.
No,
We're going to an hour.
I'm so
So, yeah.
no. So just meta here. I'm just really like I'm loving watching Travis like try to maneuver like all of this. It's
I'm
it's
not
awesome.
maneuvering shit.
No, it's well, no, just like
The secret, honestly, for
what's the
those who are
secret?
watching, this is what I've noticed over the years with podcasts. And sometimes I go on people's podcasts I won't go on anyone's podcast that's new, like if they're in their first like 5-10 episodes, because it's usually me running the podcast. Like it's me
Same.
keeping the conversation going,
Yes, absolutely.
asking the questions. Like
You're like, how did I end up?
Well, this is really nice because like we're all apparently because this is the first time we're doing it, first podcast.
Facts.
You are a great. Obviously, you're a great speaker. You have your whole speaking business. You're a great speaker. You're a great speaker.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice and like.
you're a great speaker. No, you're a great speaker. No,
He's like,
you're a great
Are
speaker.
we all?
You see how we give love out here? We'll talk shit eventually as well, but the
No,
whole
I was
point-
actually thinking we'd talk more shit, but like we're really giving love to each other like a
Yeah,
lot
I mean,
more than I
it's
thought
a
we would.
blessing. We can clown because we know we also appreciate each other, which is a blessing on that end. The podcast is just a part of what came together with us, right? We're like, damn, we might as well just do a podcast with us three. And with Travis here, you know, the funny part about his business is he's also learning to give up control
Yeah, yeah.
to people like me and him. because he's so used to having to absolutely control the circumstances. Sometimes people will never get things done or they'll never work without asking. And when Travis asks me what I'm doing, I'm building things for the business in which he's in. He'd be like, what are you doing today? I'm like, just building. I have to build. I can't go back and forth. I have to build. I have to give directions. I have to get my team going. I have to build. So for him, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, just let me do it. Just let me do it. Just give me what I need.
And we're going to learn how to work together in that
absolutely, because he's a
sure.
communicator and I'm a builder, and he communicates and build. So for me, I just avoid communication. I dodge it and I just do work. And then I'll come out of my back and be like, this is done. How do you like it? And then he'll be like, I hate it. Try this. And I'm like, all right. And build it. But that's the point of it. I like to sit in the back a little bit and I don't like actually questions being asked to me in my building stages. Sometimes I'm in the part of, I like to build and I don't even know what's going to finish until I started building it. Right? With him, he's a really good planner, which I love. That's why I like to work with him, because some things for him are going to be absolutely planned out. He's not going to make a move with it being kind of iffy on certain things. And in my end, I look at that as something I look up to. And on the other end, I'm also just like the person who has to dive into something, just kind of how we're diving into this podcast, right? Travis will be the guy who, before we started this, asked 1,000 questions about what we're going to do on the podcast. Yeah. Josh is like, we're already shooting.
And that's so true. He's like, all right, so how we're going to do this? And I said, well, I mean, that's who he is, and we love that about him.
Yeah,
but
he has that
also,
strategy.
just we're gonna turn on the fucking cameras and we're gonna talk.
It's a blend of the worlds too.
Yeah,
like, it's absolutely a blend of the worlds. Like whenever I speak, I always plan it out, my questions, my stories.
Yep.
But you have to allow for flow and for inspiration, and I always wear this on me. Me and God have definitely gotten closer these last couple of years, and I always ask him to speak through me. And I think when you allow higher power to speak through you, you're going to find that you're going to say things that you weren't planning on saying that are absolutely perfect and needed to say. And sometimes people like, wow, that was perfect what you said. And I'm like, what did I say?
Yeah, that wasn't me.
What did I say?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
What was it? Did you write it down for me?
Did somebody record it? Like, let me hear that back.
You know, that's the craziest part, when you get into that flow of just being in your space. Someone's like, repeat that. And you in your own mind can't even remember what you just said. And you're like, I was just giving. So I wasn't even thinking about trying to regulate what I was saying or regulate what I was saying or hold on to what I was saying. I was literally giving. And when it came out of my mouth, it was given. It wasn't held by me. It wasn't some plan in my head that I was planning on giving to you. I gave you that. When you asked me to regulate what I was thinking, it was such a flow and belief of trying to give you everything I have that I don't even sit here and wonder what I just said. I didn't plan it. I didn't have it written down in a script. I can't go back and read it. It's one of those moments where you, like you said, you let the opportunity, you let God speak through you. You try to give the world your best. And when you're talking, you're not even thinking about holding on to it. Because you know when some people talk, you could tell them to repeat it, and they absolutely know they've said that to people like 150 times. It wasn't even really unique to our conversation. It was just like, oh yeah, this is what I said. This is what I always say. And then you're like, so was it just something you always say?
Are you talking about me?
No, he does. He does have planned systems.
I do have some good liners, bro.
You do absolutely. He's a movie liner as well. So he'll come up just like you did with Josh earlier, like, nah, bro, it's the brothers, it's the Step Brothers. It's not fucking Willy Wonka.
No, it's The Hangover. That's what I said.
Oh, jeez. Exactly.
He's got the ringers. He's got the ringers. So, yeah.
Yeah, but that is his business, though. Like, I don't. What can I ask you? What is your What's your How do you prepare for that? Like, what do you watch? What do you listen to like be a speaker? Like, you're a really good speaker. So, like, how did you even start speaking? Like, did you just watch like Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, and just like memorize and like?
I could do that.
Like, did you read? Did you listen? Like,
how often do you listen to podcasts?
Podcasts
and like motivational videos?
Probably every day.
No, not every day.
Maybe at least motivation for sure. I got a list of motivationals.
But podcasts every day.
Every single morning. Okay, Monday through Friday. Maybe I might miss once a week. I work out, I listen to podcasts, I listen to motivational videos, and I've been doing it for, ever since I graduated high school. So you add, 2 2 decades.
Yeah, 20
You
years.
had 2 decades of doing that, and that's the difference. Like that's the difference between the expert and the novice. Like the expert has failed more times than the novice has even tried.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
so true.
And some people,
Yeah,
you know, when I was
absolutely.
coaching someone the other day, and he was asking, you know, how'd you think about my presentation? I was like, first off, don't tell people you're being humble right now. You just do it. You don't like,
Just be humble. Don't tell them you're being humble.
Just want to let you know
I'm gonna be raw with you right now. Just
be
and
raw.
I might say that sometimes, but you just be it. But anyways, my greatest advice for him, and I would say this for everyone: yes, you want to learn strategy. Yes, you want to learn how to tell a story and bring people an experience. But the greatest thing is you just need more stage time. You just need more time in front of people. And so I've been doing events for going on 9 years now.
Yep.
We have
Did
7.
you start with like, did you start doing it for free first? Did you like, cause I feel like in every business or whatever the case, like you have to find the opportunities, right? And so like, did you first go to, like, did you get picked up by somebody and they just said, wow, you have that skill? Or were you just like, I know I can speak, like, let me speak. I'll do it for free. Like, how did that start?
That's how most people start. For me, I kind of got lucky a little bit.
He's like, I'm just going to be humble here. Like, no, go ahead.
So let me be humble.
Yeah.
No, I kind of did get lucky. I read this book in high school called Attitude is Everything. Very novice book with mindset. I remember picking it back up in my mid-20s, and the main author was a speaker, and I was like, man, that actually would be really fun to do something like that. And then that next day I was like, I'm going to ask my clients if they would be willing for me to come into their business and talk about nutrition and exercise. My next client worked for Rocky Mountain Power. And I was like, hey, dude, I'm doing this thing now where I'm going to come into companies and talk about nutrition and exercise. And he looks at me and I'm like, what? He's like, dude, have you been following me? I was like, no, why? He's like, we were literally in a meeting just talking about bringing in someone like you. I was like, no way. No way.
Well, that's cool.
So I went to Rocky Mountain Power. I was wearing my big old fat dad tie, my big old baggy slacks, trying to look the part. You know what I mean? Which didn't make me look the part at all. And I'm talking
about nutrition and exercise.
and I'm telling them what I'm going to go in and talk about, and I'm all passionate and excited about it. And he's like, "How much are you going to charge?" He's like, and I'm thinking the biggest number I can think in my head. We're like Rocky Mountain Power. And I'm thinking, what's the biggest number I'd charge per hour? And I was like, well, I'm getting paid like $7 per half an hour for training right now. So I'm like $25
an hour
per hour. And thinking like, no way is he going to accept this.
And he's like, oh my God,
And,
yeah.
and then he grabs a stamp, stamps the paper, and goes, great, I'll see you tomorrow. I was like, holy shit, I'm going to be paid $25 per hour
Just to talk.
to come speak. And that
That's
was, and then I
wild.
started doing my events, and it's just a lot of stage time. My average event, I'll speak 6 hours. So 6 hours times 12 hours every single month over the course of years, on top of like, you just add it up and you just get good. Like Dan Clark spoke at Brand X.
Yep, that was
and
amazing.
he was
Shout out to Dan
everyone's
Clark.
favorite. We'll have him on the podcast. He was everyone's favorite speaker, and the dude's just had a lot of stage time, like
Yeah.
40 years. And I mean, how many hours have you put in video?
Over 10 years.
How much have you spent in staring at a screen, going over systems?
10 years, actually, at this point. Yeah, I'm 10 years in at this point. now.
So you start to
wild.
you start to average this out,
Yeah.
and people who are listening right now, some are like, yeah, I've been there. Some are like, well, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Some people are just starting, and it's just, it's just constantly putting in your craft. And I think we underestimate how much time it actually takes to be really incredible.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
10 years, 20 years. We're decades into our business.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild when you think about it, because we act like we're like having a good time as friends and enjoying time, but we're like, I think it's part of it because we've been 10 years deep.
Mm-hmm.
None of us are 3 years in trying to be like, we're the best of the best, because we meet those guys all the time. No offense. Never mind. I'm
No,
not
and
gonna
it's
talk
okay
about it,
that
but-
they're like that, because like they need to like break out of like those other people who are like in that whatever niche or
You
whatever.
gotta go. I think you go broke when you're too cocky, when you're young, thinking you're too good.
Yeah.
We learn from a lot of old people, like you're talking about Dan Clark, and there's mentors that I had that I learned that I was like, maybe I should slow down. Like I tried to I have a really good business partner that I work with now, that I work on their projects as an outside consultant. When I first met them 8 years ago, shouts out to Desi Arnaz, he came in and I tried to partner with him on his business. And he kind of laughed, which actually hurt my feelings a little bit, because he was like, partner with me? And he was already hella successful. He was already doing millions of dollars. And he kind of looked at me like, you could never. And then he invited me in and he asked me hard questions, like real business hard questions. And I fumbled over all pieces of it. When it went down to my budget, to what I was putting in, how much money I was spending here, like, he just asked questions. He's like, if you're going to partner with me, and he's in the finance space, he tore me parts. And I walked out
like,
that
when
meeting
when do I start?
Look,
You miss all the hints. You miss all the hints.
It
So when
took
do
me
I
like
start?
a month. It took me like a month, and I just told him, like, I appreciate you, because you just let me know I needed to settle down. I needed to really get my feet into business. I really needed to understand the foundation of everything, because I was missing a lot of the foundation. And I think for us, we're like 10 years in our business now, and I think that kind of, laughter and jokes about what we're doing absolutely gets to create that commodity of not feeling like we have to be unauthentic, of not thinking we have to overly talk about ourselves, or not be joked on or not be clowned on, because when you first start business and someone makes fun of you for your business, you used to get kind of hurt.
Oh my God,
'Cause
it's your
felt
baby.
Yeah, and you felt like it could be true. Like, he did. Was that true? Then you realize that people are going to judge regardless. And then once you get so far into your business, you kind of realize that, you are as good as you say you are. You do have some losses. That is just part of business, to lose a little bit. And when you lose enough, like you said, when you lose enough, you start to realize, hey, I can win. Even if I lose more than I win, I only need a few wins to really take it to the next level.
Can I reference the call that I was on? What was it? With the
Brotherhood
Yeah, with
Tuesday?
the Brotherhood call at like noon or whatever.
Yeah,
where he said like,
With Heath, yeah.
yeah. He literally said, I'm just a like I don't think he said I'm a really good loser, but like I'm a loser. Like that was like his biggest takeaway for everybody to have is like I've just lost way more than you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I realized that too early on as my personal training career. Like, these guys, Max, sit down. He's like, you guys got tacos now? Look at these tacos.
Go sit. Go.
Look at those tacos.
Go sit down.
All right, now the question is, are you gonna eat a taco?
I'm waiting to watch you guys talk
Poppy
and
ain't gonna
eat.
eat a
Okay, well,
taco
you're gonna
on
have
the-
to eat while we
He's too media trained.
media turn.
Look, I am PR and I am media.
too media trained,
Well,
so-
if he throws my mic in, he's paying for it. If he throws it into,
My first bite, so let's do a review. That was fire. Spicy, just how I like it.
thank you
He's
very
got a
much.
taco. He may not eat it while we're on camera, but we kind of brought the tacos to the game because appreciate it. Oh, let's reach. Thank you.
So Carlos Reyes, we're gonna have on the podcast, and he sent me this.
Talk to the mic.
Thanks,
See?
buddy. So Carlos Reyes, we're gonna get him on the podcast,
Absolutely.
and he left me the funniest voice message. He's like, "Hey, brother," he talks. "Hey, brother, that salsa that your wife made is the best salsa I have ever had in my entire life. And I am a Mexican from Mexico." And it was so hilarious. And I showed him back, and it really is. This is literally the best salsa you ever had. The pico de gallo was
All right,
awesome.
I'm gonna try it.
So
See, we got him. Hey, listen, with good food and hunger can do a lot for you. My man has been a little bit grouchy for the time being.
A lot grouchy.
He's media trained. Apparently, he didn't want to eat the tacos before the meeting. I wanted a few tacos before we got started, but since we are talking about your brand and we're getting to the end of the segment, and we're going to be talking about how delicious these tacos were and kind of the stack together of all the things you have to put together to make a good taco or to make a good brand.
Let me say this real quick.
Absolutely.
Well, no, I'm going to talk about the tacos real quick.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
so for any business who is, it doesn't have to be a Hispanic business, but any business that would like to sponsor this this podcast, let's talk about your brand with Travis, Josh, and Dom. I invite you either comment send a DM. I will put all of the ats, everything, so that way you can get a hold of us. We really want to showcase some of the best food in Arizona.
Facts.
That's one of the reasons, and I do like what Dom said about, like, you know, all the ingredients being an important aspect of business. But coming back to, like, the literal tacos, if you are a brand, if you are a business or brand, whatever, that has incredible food, incredible tacos, we want to try your tacos on this podcast.
Facts.
So do not hesitate to DM or message or email or whatever it is that you want to do to get a hold of us. Thank you.
Yeah, so as we end this segment, I know we'll have a few things to say, but yes, first of all, you can reach out to us. We do have a really good following in the Arizona area that's only growing between us three. So as we start to really build the brand for this, you better get in early before we get at least 8 episodes in it, because I think by the time 8 episodes go through, we're going to be at a whole different level. We'll have some amazing speakers on here who will come talk about their brand, come eat food with us, and you'll be able to, you know, be a part of that more than just be a part of what you're seeing today. And we're definitely going to have more with just us as well, because we like to have a good time, and we obviously couldn't get all the things that we wanted to talk about out today. So, you know, like Josh said, hit us up, let us go. We'll do that. If you're watching this for us, appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you're watching this from the outside and you wanted to learn more about what we talk about in brand and execution, we'll be going over certain people's brands and stuff like that throughout this process.
So the question is, how is your brand like this taco?
So first of all, it's a little spicy, baby, okay? Now, what I would say is the little bit of spice that is in here that's absolutely delicious, with a little bit of the spice, is I'm like one of those people who sometimes say things that people don't want to hear, but also understand that's how we live a little bit in this new world where there's so many people who are too soft to just say what they're thinking, even if they're wrong. You know, I learned something about being an expert is that you got to make predictions and you have to test things, and you have to be willing to put yourself out there and test it. So for like this taco, it's just spicy enough where it's tolerable, it's delicious, and you're going to want to eat it again because it didn't burn you, but damn did it give you that little bit of flavor. So that's how my business is like this taco right here.
I like it. I like it. That's
Absolutely.
good. I will say my brand is like the meat. I'm going to give you some fucking meat. I'm going to give you the meat. You come to the events, I'm going to give you some meat. I'm
The
going
way
to
he
give
says that.
I'm going to give
Thank you for saying
It's like
we're
this
talking
back
about the
is-
actual meat.
I'm giving
on
some
the taco.
actual meat. Don't take it any other way than taco
Than
and
a
branding.
man
Yeah.
giving you meat. Yeah.
I'm going to give you some good shit. We are like between the three of us, we're going to get some good shit.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. How's your brand like this taco?
It's not as eloquent. I'm not going to say it as eloquently as Dom said it. I think you said brand or business?
Both.
Either or.
thing.
Okay. We just said it's not.
Your brand is your business.
Okay, fine.
Delivery.
I think my brand is like, I think it's like the taco in the sense that, and I like how you said it. Whether it's me or my team, putting all the pieces together, I now have this beautiful taco to present to the client that they can eat and share with the world.
Oh.
All right. I like it. Okay.
All right.
Thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. I'm about to eat these tacos.
My
Any
name is
last
Joshua
words?
Coatson, Picture Poppy, your overnight success story. Thank you guys. That's me.
Dominic Bradley, a.k.a. Marketing with Dom. AI extraordinaire.
Travis Brady Brands right here, Arizona. Keep taco bouting your brand, okay? And always stay hungry. Good talk.
All right.
Ooh, I like that. Always stay hungry.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be the slogan of the podcast.
entertainers. They not like us. 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 They not like us.